Hey everybody, welcome back to the IHC Craft Room. Today is live number 15 of the Sweetheart Season series, and we're going to be making some love bugs, which means we're going to basically be making like little ladybugs with hearts on them on these beautiful oval art stones. I poured these out of mortar and water, and I am not going to show you how to do that because that's quite a mission all on its own. So if you can't find a rock that kind of looks this way, anything this size, wood pieces, or even just round stones would work just as well for our project tonight. So we're going to be using a variety of acrylic paints tonight. And let me move them out of the way. We're going to start off with a base coat on these. And basically what we're going to do is this. The plan is to do a base coat of whatever color paint you want. Then we're going to paint in basically the face of the ladybug or the love bug by putting like a circle of black here. We'll put a line down the back to separate the wings and possibly a little triangle of black at the bottom as well to show the openness of the wings. We'll put a couple of little antennae. We'll put a couple of pretty eyes, and then we're going to decorate the shells a little bit. So that's the plan for tonight. I have 4 pre-painted ones off on the side here waiting for us to decorate them. But first, let's go ahead and paint a base coat together. I'm only going to paint one of them. So let us begin. If you're doing a color, a vibrant color, I highly recommend starting with a base coat of white because that will really make your like that vibrant color on top pop because it'll have that white base beneath it. So I highly recommend that. But so we're going to start off by painting this white. Let me just open up. I have chalk paint here, which is actually what I'm going to be using tonight in for the base coat because I want it to be thick enough to kind of like cover up any inconsistencies and air pockets on the art stone that I'm working with because it's made out of like mortar and cement. So there's air pockets and holes, and I'm not perfect at it. I do a good job, but it's not like the best art stone you're ever going to see in town. But I don't actually particularly care about little things like that. There's also ways that you can refill it, like fill the holes if it bothers you. Like there's like a cement filler that you could use, which I have done before. But not a big deal. So what we're going to just do is a quick coat, a quick base coat. And let me see, let me get my paintbrush. I am not going to be painting the bottom of this. And I highly recommend that if you start working with art stones that you don't paint the bottom either. Not until the very, very end. I complete my entire design on top, let it dry really well, and then I'll paint the bottom just because you're going to be messing around with it a lot. You could end up scratching it and scuffing it. And then you're going to have to redo your work anyway. So, you know, just saying. So basically, we're just going to do a thin coat of paint. I always start on the edges so that you can kind of get over the edge. I'm not quite on the bottom, but I am a little bit. And that's just so that when you do your design, if you wanted to go towards or over the edge, you could without having to worry about then painting the base coat later on, you know? So yes, our little love bugs. I'm excited to make these. I've only ever made this once before. I made it one time, just one art stone, and it was like a little ladybug. It was really cute. I think I sold that at a craft show, if I'm not mistaken. You will find that I'm always wearing a rubber glove if I'm painting something that I need to kind of hold on to a little bit because I don't have the patience to wash my hands all the time. Okay, a thin coat like that will do just fine. We're going to let that dry really well. Now, if you wanted to do a coat on top, first of all, let this dry. I mean, these will, especially chalk paint, will dry really fast. Not like perfectly dry, but it's dry enough in probably 20 minutes to a half an hour. I'd let it dry for about an hour and then paint your coat, whatever it is on top. So say you wanted to do a really vibrant pink, I would do that next. A thin coat, you might require 2. We'll see. And I did varnish all of my art stones tonight with this Liquitex matte varnish. This is my go-to varnish. I get it from Michael's Canada. It's nice. It's a nice varnish, but it's nothing special. I'm sure there's lots of other varnishes out there that you can use. So feel free to pick the one that makes you happy inside. But definitely varnish it, because when or if we make some mistakes, that varnish is going to help us clean off those mistakes. Okay, so here are my pre-painted art stones. We're going to go ahead and get started painting on the faces. I just wanted to point out this red one. When I was painting it, I did a base coat of white, and then I painted red on top. And I feel like it was the second coat when I did, it kept pulling the paint away. And I ended up with this white patch over here. I managed to get the good paint on this side, but over here, I don't know, I was having some troubles. But I didn't stress, because one side needs to be painted black for the face. So guess which side that's going to be on this one. Okay, so I'm going to be using a combination of paintbrushes and dotting tools tonight to work on these love bugs. If you don't have dotting tools, don't stress. You can use the back of your paintbrush. Those are really good for making dots. You could use a Q-tip. That's a great size dot for this project, actually, with the cotton on it. Or you could peel the cotton off and use just the stick. That would also work. Toothpicks are great for really, really tiny dots. And if you have any dowels or pens or pencils, anything that you think could make a dot probably can. So I highly recommend you check your junk drawers and look around. You'd be surprised how many things you have around the house that would work really well. Okay, let's get started with painting the faces on, because that's the part that's going to take a little bit of time. They need to dry before I can start painting the eyes on top and manipulating it. So we're going to paint the faces on first using black. Let's see, which side is the worst? Okay, so what I'm going to just do is I'm using a very fine paintbrush, and I'm going to just paint like a Now, the bottom of these, I'm probably going to paint all black rather than painting them the color of the background. That's just a personal preference. You can do whatever you want. You know what? I'm going to move these out of the way so that I don't accidentally drop my paintbrush on them or something. How's that look? Good? Okay, that's good. Let me just finish this side a little bit. Now we're going to fill this in. I want to let this dry a bit. And then we're going to come back and put some really pretty eyes on here. This is going to be a really quick project tonight. I don't think it's going to take us very long to make a few cute little love bugs on these art stones. I was actually really looking forward to this project because I've only ever made one of these once, and it was so long ago. I thought this would be a lot of fun. I'm debating if I want to put that parchment paper down because I did put a little bit of paint on the bottom of this now. We'll see. Oh, that's good. All right, that looks great. Let me just fill it in. I actually should have used chalk paint for this now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to switch to chalk paint for the other ones. And the reason I'm saying that is because chalk paint is naturally just a bit thicker, and it will give you really good coverage just in one layer. And that's really what we want tonight because I don't want to waste a lot of time waiting for paint to dry, you know? Okay, beautiful. I'll set you aside and you're going to dry. Should I paint on the body line now as well? Maybe we should. What I mean by that is I'm going to draw a line straight down the middle. Straight, okay? Because fingers crossed, I'm not good at drawing straight anything. So I'm going to try really hard. I'm already shaking. Okay, we're doing all right. Now, I'd like to do like a triangle at the end. Like this. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to fill that in. So this kind of like shows you that these are wings. I'm going to actually kind of make that meet in a second. First, let's finish painting this in. This feels a little disrespectful, like I'm painting its butt. You know, guys, it doesn't matter how old you get. At the end of the day, you're just kids inside, you know? What a silly joke. Okay. Very nice. Now, I'm going to like... Oh, I had a spaz there. Crap. Okay. This has much more of a curve, so I need to curve this out a little bit. Yeah. That's better. It's not perfect. What a surprise. We don't go for perfect here, guys. We go for, is it pretty? That's what I shoot for. I want to try to straighten this out just a tiny wee bit. Not bad. All right. I'm happy with that. You dry. You get dry. So I may or may not do that for all of them. Like I'm going to do one or two like that. And then the other ones, I'll just do a straight line back because either or is fine, I guess. But I do like that idea, you know? Okay. Let's do this again. Which side is worse? I would say neither. So we'll pick this side. Okay, same thing. Here we go. So you'll notice that I do something. I don't love it. And then I fix it. This is the number one thing I hope you get if you're a beginner, dot painter or crafter in general. I hope this is the one thing you really get from my channel is that there's always a chance to fix it. There's always ways to pivot and adjust it and make it look good. Don't stress. Don't stress. For the most part, most things that I start working on don't look that great for a while. And then we fix it. And we make it look so pretty. See, like I just had a spaz there, so now I got to keep doing this until I can smooth it out. That wasn't so bad. I smoothed it out pretty quickly. Brava Maria. Okay. Again, it's not going to be perfect though, so don't, if that's what you're shooting for, good luck. I mean, you might achieve it. I've seen a lot of artists online who are stellar. Like they probably make the most minor amount of errors ever, but they're not me. That is definitely not me. I make mistakes all the time. It's not a big deal. It's actually a really good way to learn how to, you know, strengthen your pivot muscle. I am pretty good at problem solving and pivoting because of a lot of things, but I would definitely credit some of that to crafting and making mistakes or things not coming out the way I had planned in my mind or things going haywire. And then we pivot and do something else. And it's actually a really great skill to have. So you know, another benefit of crafting. All right. I am pleased with that. Didn't I just say I was going to use chalk paint for this though? But did I? No. Okay, let's try to remember to do it on the next one. Let's work together and see if we can remember for the next one. Okay, guys? All right. Okay, let's try to put this line down the center. Here we go. Ready? Okay, that's not horrible. Yeah, I'm really not good at doing straight lines. Not too bad. I can live with it. Oh, I had a spaz. Did you see that? Actually, I'm going to wipe my paintbrush a bit so that I can get it to like a really good point. See if I can get... No, that didn't work at all. Okay. Is it crooked? I think it's crooked. Oh, well. Should I do the triangle on this one too? I think I will. I kind of like the way that looks. It looks cute, right? Let's do that again. Nice. I feel like it's a little skinnier at the top. Okay. If I'm not careful, I'm going to make it like really, really thick. It's already thick, way thicker than that one. So maybe I'll make this a little bigger to accommodate for that. It got away from me. That's okay. It's not a big deal. This is a perfect example of a pivot that we are going to make. This is already dry, so that's good. All righty. Let's get to number 3. And this one I'm going to remember and use my chalk paint for. Let me open this up. I am at the bottom of this little bottle. I want to stir it a little bit. Yeah, this little popsicle stick's not going to fit down there. Let's use this one. Okay. It's kind of hard to like shake a chalk paint container unless it's really full because it's very thick. Actually, I think I'm going to pour some out because that's going to be annoying to... Will you pour out? Yeah, it's coming. Everybody be patient. It's coming. This feels like ketchup. You know, like when you have to put the bottle at a perfect angle? Oh, boy. All right. That was way more dramatic than it needed to be is all I wanted to say about that. Ookly dookly. Let's start with y'all. So this is the side that has that bit of white. And we'll just... You know what? I'm always uneven with this. I'm just not good at that. I go at an angle, apparently. That's good. So again, I'm going to paint the bottoms black later. Like once this is all really well dry, I'll paint the bottoms and then I'm going to varnish the whole thing just to keep the colors as vibrant as we can for as long as possible. And these are really cute little art stones. I use them all the time when I'm crafting. That's what I always use my art stones for, like paperweights. Super helpful when you're doing a bubble wreath and you need something to hold down your deco mesh. Art stones are great for that. Or it's just decor. They're cute, man. Why not have something cute nearby? They're going to be so cute. Okay. Let's say you're done. Let's try to keep this one thinner. Let's see how it goes. Here we go. Holy, I am having a spaz. All right. We can fix that. It's getting thicker. We're going to stop here. It's getting thicker and thicker. If you have a paint pen, actually, you know, you could also use a Sharpie for this. That's also an option. If you don't want to do this with pen, not pen, with paint, you could probably use a Sharpie. Okay, I'm going to leave it. If it's a little crooked, c'est la vie. It's not a big deal. All right. I am pleased with that. Let's just fix the end here. I don't really see a big difference using the chalk paint versus using the black acrylic paint. It's not really giving me much better coverage, really. I feel like this needs to get... Okay. Okay, that's 2, 3. Here comes number 4. Let's see which one. What do you think? Are they starting to get cuter and cuter? Because I think so. I still like the pink one best in terms of the size of the line. I think I'm just getting messier and messier as we continue. Oh well, not a big deal. So there's not going to be a lot of dot painting with this. Once we're done this part, we're going to draw on some antenna. We're going to put some eyeballs in. And then we're going to do a little design on the wings of each one that are very cute. And I have no idea what designs we're going to do yet, so we'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's good. Now, assault. We've had an assault. What's your problem, Purple? You got some beef with red? That was highly aggressive for no reason. Get it together. Okay. Now, let's go up and down and see. I'm going to clean my brush a bit. I have a little cup of water here. Okay, let's see if we can try to keep this one on the thin side. So far, it's been getting, better or worse, depends. That's not bad. I don't want to make it any thicker. I'm scared if I try to straighten out the side over here, I'm going to regret it. What do you think I should do? Should I try to straighten it out or leave it? I don't know. I'm torn. I feel like I'm going to regret it if I do it, but I'm totally going to do it. Okay, let's do it. That went really well. Okay. I think we are in good shape here. Let's just paint the bottom a wee bit. Make sure we're all good down here. And then we are going to get started decorating our pink love bug because it'll be nice and dry by this point. Okay, good. Our love bug's all ready. So there's still a couple of things we need to draw on before we do designs. And primarily those would be the little antenna. And then we're going to do, I'm going to do the eyeballs like a white eyeball and then a black one on top. So we need to dot those eyeballs as soon as possible so that they have the chance to dry as we move down the row. So should I do that right now? Yeah, let's do that. We got to decide how big we want to make the eyes. Maybe I'll do a test one. Because so my dotting tools, my 3mm, which is the largest stylus I have, that would probably be good for the dot on top. But we need something bigger than that for like the white eyeball. So let me get out my bigger dotting tools. I got a 4.5 here. Ooh, I was very lucky. I almost threw my lid on the floor. Let's see how we think of this size. 4.5. I think that would be a great size. Okay, we found our tool. 4.5. In case you're new to dot painting and you're interested in purchasing some dotting tools for yourself, I'd highly recommend doing a combination like the ones I have. So these are from Happy Dotting Company. They're rod tools. They go up to like a 15 or something, nice and huge. But the small stylus ones, I got these from Amazon. Michaels, I think, sells these as well. They might be called nail art tools. It's another way you could look for them. These you can definitely get from Amazon, but Happy Dotting Company has an Etsy shop as well. And I think she's out of the UK. So check them out. I buy my molds. So the molds that I use to make these art stones, I get from them. And also these dotting tools I picked up from them. So I highly recommend. Okay, let's move you guys out of the way so I don't accidentally touch anything I shouldn't. And we'll work one at a time. So what we want to do is put the eyes close to each other, but I don't want them to blend into each other. Stop moving. So we got to be careful. That's great. Close, but not touching. So once this dries, we're going to go back and put a black dot. A black dot in the center of those. We're going to let these dry. Let's move on to our friend here. I kind of wonder if I want to make it a tiny bit bigger than that. Maybe I can move up to the size 5. The challenge here is you want these to be centered, which is a challenge so that you don't touch. This is a little bit off center. Oh, well. Oh, well. Who cares? We're going to have some very cute little love bugs. That's good. These are the furthest away I think I did. Are you dry yet? Actually, yes. Beautiful. That one's a little bit warped. I got a bit of a wonky dot on that one. That's okay. We like a good wonky dot here at the IHC Craft Room. Perfection is boring. Okay, eyeballs are currently drying. So let's get started making designs on each of these. We're going to start with our friend Lady Pink. I think the first thing I'm going to do is put the little antennas in so that I can work around them. I want a really, really thin paintbrush for this, but this is the best I've got. Okay. I'm using the acrylic paint for this because it's a bit thinner than that chalk paint. Again, if you have a marker, you could totally use a marker for this. Cute. I'm going to put a little ball on the end of each antenna. You could curl them. I don't want to do a big curl. That's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to put a little, actually, I'll use my dotting tool for that. We're going to go. Okay. Beautiful. I want to put a little dot on the end of that. So what size do we want? Let's do my 2.0. That should be good. Boop. Actually want it a little bigger than that. I got to turn you. Boop. Look how cute. We're getting closer. All right. So for this one, I think I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do light pink hearts. So let me mix a little bit of a lighter pink color. Oh, what am I doing? I have so many of them. I actually recently did a dot painted penguin holding some hearts on a wood round. It was so beautiful. And I actually made a number of pinks for that project that are sitting right here. So we're going to pick the pink that we want to use. Oh, by the way, if you want to watch that penguin heart holding dot along and you're watching the replay right now, Mary from the future is going to put that up in the corner over there. And if you're with me live, hello, welcome. I hope you're enjoying this. Guess which one we're not using? It's this one. You know why? Because I can't open it. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not stressing myself. Putting that in the corner. So we are between these two pinks. Which one should we use? Let's use them both. Okay, good plan. So I'm going to do a combination of, no, actually for this one, I'm going to do all hearts. All hearts. Now we could do using the dotting tool, which I think I'm going to do because I feel like I have a lot more control using my dotting tool as a paintbrush versus a paintbrush. Why? I don't know. Probably because I use dotting tools all the time and I rarely use paintbrushes for more than just a base coat, you know? That might be a little too, hold on. Let me clean that off. I'm going to start with my really small dotting tool. This is a 0.8 millimeter dotting tool. I would compare this to like a toothpick if you're using homemade tools today. And I switched it because I feel like I'd have a hard time getting the curve if I had a really thick dotting tool. Cute. So cute. Should I make them all the same size or make some bigger and some smaller? I feel like I want to make them, I don't know. What do you guys think? These are so cute. I think I am going to make a bigger one, but only like one. Where? Make it over there maybe. Cute. Super duper cute. We'll put one more there and maybe one in there. Do I like that one there? No, I think I'm going to clean that off. I don't like that spot. Okay. Maybe I'll go up a size. This is a little frustrating. This is the 1 millimeter. That's up just a tiny bit in size. Finding it a little frustrating with that smaller one, which is not any less frustrating with this one, in case you're wondering. Now, again, if you're better with a paintbrush than I am, totally use the paintbrush to make little hearts. I wonder if it's easier. Maybe I should try it. Cute, 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 cute. Should we do one more in here? I'm going to leave it for now. Hi, Guadalupe. Thanks for joining tonight. What do you think of my little love bugs? Aren't they cute? I'm not going to mirror each other. We're just going to... We're going to get... Oh, no. This one went really rogue. I was just thinking, I need to start on the left side because I'm right-handed, and now I'm nervous to not accidentally touch the hearts I've already painted. And I can't make hearts upside down. I'm not capable. So we're going to just be brave. Oh, good. I didn't touch it. So cute. The cutest little love bugs you ever did see. I'm getting a little sloppy. My hearts are getting a tiny bit bigger than they should be. Okay. I want that to be a little pointier. Let me see if I can encourage it to point. Beautiful. That worked out really well. Okay, one more over here for sure. Maybe one over there. I'm not sure. Oh, no, wrong size. Okay. I think you're almost done. And the white eyeballs that we've painted, They are starting to dry. I can see that the insides, like the center of each dot is still wet. So we're going to give it a little bit more time. I think we're not going to fill that in until the very end, after when we're done decorating the other love bugs. What do you think? Cute, right? I think we're done. I'm debating about putting one up here, but I feel like that'll be overkill. I'm going to leave this. I'm not even going to put another one there. I like that it's a little uneven. Instead of it being one on this side, one on that side. You know what I mean? Let's leave it a little bit unbalanced. Like rebels. Okay, I'm going to keep these around because I might use these colors again. Now, for white and black, what should we do for this one? I'm kind of thinking I want to do red on this. What should we do? I don't want to do hearts again. What if we do like lines? Not like perfect lines, but kind of like crazy lines. Let's do some crazy lines. See what we think of that. We are going to be brave and courageous and do things that sound weird, because why not? Oh man, I needed a sip of water. Boy, oh boy. Okay, I think I'm going to use a paintbrush for this. And I have this really, really long paintbrush. It's called a liner brush. And it's serious, but I don't want it to be that thick. So I think we're going to go back to this little guy. This little guy. Are you... Oh, Mary. I didn't clean it. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. And we're going to do some... Do I want to make them squiggles? Do I want to make them curvy lines or straight lines? I think I want to do... But didn't I start on the right side again? Mary, get it together. Oh, I don't know if I can do this upside down now, because then they're gonna curve in the wrong direction. Okay, let's try it. No, I can't do that. It's uncomfortable. Cool. I like it. I'm going to thicken up a couple of these. I can't decide if I want to add some dots in or if I want to leave it lines. I think what we should do is add in some little teeny tiny hearts. Because again, these are love bugs, right? Let's do some little, just a couple. Because, you know, let's do a little one right here. That's too small. A little bigger. Having trouble making this heart. There we go. Cute. One over here. Where else should we put one? Over there? Where else can we put one? There? Or should we just leave it at that? Just 3. Should we leave it at 3 or add one more? I feel like maybe one more, but I don't want it to be like right there. Maybe up there or down here. Maybe right here. Right there is good. That's the spot. We found the spot. I think I want to flip this over. Maybe we'll use number 1 millimeter. So I'm going to do it right here. Cute, 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 cute. What do you think? She's so pretty. I like that these kind of ended up looking like they're on a straight line, which wasn't intentional, but I like it. The diagonal, it's working for me. Okay, let's move on to saying your... Oh, shoot. You know, I just realized I didn't draw the antennas on this one. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll go back and put the antennas in, which means now it's going to cover some of my stuff. Unfortunate business. Oh, well, whatever. Whatever. It's not a big deal. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Don't you little worry. But let's do the antenna on this one before we get started. So I'm going to make it. We're going to start on the left. Oh, I like it thin like that. Let's see if I can do the same on this side. Not bad. This is a little longer. Good. Now we're going to put a little dot on the end of, where is my 2 millimeter? Right on the end here. Boop. And one over here. Bibbidi boop. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. So for this one, I think I'm going to do a combination of dots and hearts. So first we're going to start with the dots. Or do I want to start with the hearts? Maybe the hearts we'll start with. What did I use last time? The 1 millimeter, and that was a little crappy. Let's use the top, which is I think the top of all of these is a 1.25 millimeter, but I don't know. This has black paint on it, so go here. Okay, let's put a little heart or a few little hearts in here. And then remember, I want to make these hearts bigger, I think. Let's make these the biggest ones we've made so far. How many do I want on here? What if I just put that one and everything else is dots? What do you think of that? Just one little dot. One little cute heart and the rest are dots. Yeah, let's do that. It'll be like super subtle. Make them all 3mm dots. This is my biggest stylus dotting tool. You know what? I want them bigger than that. I think we're going to go, that was what, the 4.5 that I used for that, right? Yeah, let's go back to that. Ooh, 4.5 is a little too big. Let's go down one size. Let's see if I can find a 4 in here. What are you? 4. Yippee! That's quick. That was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to actually dot over the dot I already did. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I did the right side again, guys. Oh boy. But she do be cute, just so you know. Even if she's not being so smart. Ooh, where do I want to put this one? I'm trying not to make them mirror each other. Like I'm intentionally trying not to do that. Just because I feel like it'll look cooler if they're not like mirroring each other. And I don't know if in nature, if ladybugs are symmetrical or not. I mean, they could be. Do we want to do any more hearts or is that it? Just that one little heart? I feel like that's missing a dot. Should I go down? I think I'm going to go down in size a little. Now we'll go to that 3. Like here. Beautiful. I like it. One up here. I think you need one right here. Boop. I like it. I think we're done, that guy. You are ready to be put aside. Let's move on to Lavender. What are we going to do with this one? Okay. All of the eyeballs are very close to being like fully dry. So I actually think I'm going to top dot them before I do this because I also want to add a little like extra pupil on top, so they need to dry. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to be using this 3mm dotting tool and some black paint, and we're going to go right in the center of these. Oh my God, get out of here. How cute does that look? So cute. Yeah, you're like way smaller than the other one though, so let's fix you. Beautiful. I'm actually going to give them all a little bit of an eyelash because I like me an eyelash. Should I do that now? I guess so. What am I going to use? Am I going to use a paintbrush or am I going to use a dotting tool? I think I'm going to try a dotting tool. I could always... Get out of here. How cute is that? Hee hee hee. Look how cute. All right. I don't think I'm going to do eyelashes on all of them, though. Maybe just on 2 to have a little bit of variety. I really want these black centers to be almost the same size as the white outer part. The white needs to be like an outline. Yeah. Hi there, Vicky. Thanks so much for the comment. No, I don't sell my items anymore. I just make them for my channel and teach people how to make them. So, but thank you. And I'm happy to hear that you saw me somewhere else. So thanks for coming over to check out my channel. I definitely do a lot of beginner friendly projects. So if you're interested in learning how to make different things, you can totally learn them here with me, where we're going to make lots of mistakes together and have a fun time doing it. These days, when I make things like this, I either keep them or gift them away to my friends and family. But you can feel free to make your own and sell them. Absolutely. There's definitely a lot of dot painting artists that are in local craft shops in the province of Ontario that sell a lot of beautiful dot painted products at craft shows. So, and that's something that I did. I definitely sold some myself. So worth checking out. All right. So we still need to put the antenna on this guy, and we're going to put antennas on you, and then we're going to decorate you. I don't know what to do with you. I don't know how to decorate you. I haven't decided yet. So let's see. Let's see. Are you dry? Can I do the antenna now? Yeah. I'm going to do this antenna real quick. Where's my paintbrush? Here it is. All right. This is going to be, I want to miss the heart. But now that's going to put me right where this heart is. Alrighty, I think that'll do. Let's do a little dot on the end for the antenna. Boop. Also, guys, when you're making your antennas, remember to always boop. Boop. That's the way you make sure you get a really good antenna. Okay, now this guy looks like he's confused. That antenna's a little wonky. Oh, well, that's okay. I like having weird things happen when I'm dot painting because that's what makes everything so individual, you know? You'll never find a love bug quite like these. All right, I'm going to start on the left because I'm a genius. And it took me only until the last one to remember to do it. Okay. There we go. Beauty. I don't think I'm going to need this paintbrush anymore, so let's put it to the side. Okay, remember, guys, what we got to do? We got to boop. Boop. I don't make the rules. Boop. But I follow them. Okay. What shall we do for Senior Purple? We did lines, hearts, dots. What should we do for this one? What if we do a combination of all three things? Some dots, some lines, some hearts, all the things. Okay, first things first, we need to make a light purple because I do not have, pardon me, please scoot. What do you think about the eyelashes? Should I do it on one of the other ones? I don't know. They came out a little thick. You know what? Maybe I should use my toothpick. That might be better. Okay, we're going to start with a little bit of purple. This is called Lavender. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, all of my paints are from Dollarama. So check your local dollar store. A lot of them now have really great craft style acrylic paint. And they last a long time, especially if you're dot painting, because you don't use a whole lot of paint to do any one thing. So give it a look-see. Oh, also, when you're mixing paint, you really want to take your time stirring. Do you see how fast I'm stirring right now? Don't do this. This is no bueno. You definitely are going to get air bubbles in your paint if you stir quickly. However, if you are highly impatient, then you stir fast like I do and deal with the bubbles. So you've been warned. Either stir slow and get no bubbles or stir fast and deal with the bubbles, which is what we're going to do. We're going to deal with the bubbles. Okay, I need to be able to see. I want to see the comparison. That's not bad, but a little bit more white would be better. I love these little paint pods. I get them at the dollar store. Both Dollar Tree and Dollarama sell them. Like a pack of 6 for like, I don't know, $1.50. Totally worth it. They're great for mixing paint in because they're airtight. So it'll last in here forever. Okay, maybe not forever, but a long time. Not as long as honey, but still, it'll do a good job. What do we think? I think that's good. I am pleased with this color. All right, so this guy, we're going to do a combo of all the things. So let's start with, I think I'm going to start with the lines because I feel like they're going to be the hardest. What color do we make the lines? Do we make everything lavender? Like this light purple? Or do we do like a little bit of that and a little bit of white? I'm thinking a little bit of the light purple and a little bit of white. That's what I think. We're going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to need my paintbrush again. The one that I keep saying I don't need anymore. That one. It's fine. It's really fine. Okay. So I think we'll do the lines in white. Do I want to do the lines in white or do I want to do the lines in lavender? If I do them in white, they're going to be really bright. Okay, we're going to do the lines in lavender. I think the white's going to be an accent. Because we're not doing a lot of these lines. Right there. Hey, who started on the right side again? Yep, it's me. Oh, Mary. Again, I don't want them to be identical. I think that's it for lines. That's good. We're going to pause with the lines there. Let's see. Shall we do the hearts next? I think so. Should we do the hearts in lavender or in white? Maybe I won't even use white. I like the lavender. It's looking nice to me. Let's do a heart here. I'm going to make this heart a little bigger, which is why I'm starting with 2 dots. I don't know if you saw that. I put 2 dots, and now I'm going to pull them down into a heart. Just like that. Cute. One over there for sure. It's just screaming for it. Screaming for it. Give me a heart. Put a heart here. Chill, bro. Find your chill. Okay, we're going to use the top to pull that down like a V. V. And there's our heart. It's an easy way to make a heart if you're ever struggling. Dot, dot, pull it down to a V, and you've got yourself a cute little heart. All right. Where else shall we put a heart? Maybe right here? Or up there? I think I want to make them smaller, the next 2. Or maybe we'll do one really small one up here. I'm going to do the dot thing again. So dot, dot, dot there, dot there. These are really small dots. And we're going to pull this down. Cute little heart. Look how little that is. It's a little teeny tiny thing. Okay. What do you think? Should we do one more? Where should we put it? Down here, up here, over there? Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm going to put it right here. Right there. And then we're going to put some dots in. Okay, I'm going to clean this off before I dirty my hand. We're going to pull this down. Just like that. Cute, cute, cute. All right, it's time to hit it with the dots. So now the question is, do we do white dots? Or do I do lavender dots? I think I'm going to stick with lavender. I'm feeling the lavender. What do you guys think? Should we stick with the lavender? I think so. All right, so let me use, I think we said 4.5 was too big, not big enough. I think I moved down a size to like 4. So let's use 4. And we're going to go into that lavender. You see all these bubbles? Can you see all the bubbles in the paint? Remember what we were talking about earlier? So I got to be careful now when I put my dots in that I might end up with some bubbles in my paint. Nice big dot right here. Boom. Boom. Yeah, buddy. Not a lot of room for these big dots considering what we've done so far. So I'm going to go for my green dotting tool, my my green stylus, which is the largest one, which is a 3mm. And we're going to fill in some dots here using that. Guys, we're almost done. We're almost done making a whole bunch of love bugs. So these are really cute. I've seen them around online. There's a creator. What's her name? It's not coming to me. Anyway, there's somebody online who does like every version of this kind of a ladybug that you could think of. They're super cute. Every color, every occasion. They're just so cute. So we're putting some extra dots in this one, it looks like. I like it. Anybody else? Do we put anywhere else? I think one more here. Beside that one. And maybe one here and there. What do you think? I love it. I am very pleased. All right. So we've got a couple of last minute things to do and then we're done. So first of all, do we want to add some eyelashes to any other one? Because we've only got it on one so far. I feel like I might do an eyelash on this purple one as well and leave these guys without. We're going to do it with a toothpick this time because I feel like that'll do a better job for me. Let's start this way. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So do what you think is best. Hi, Tony. Thanks for joining. We're making love bugs. I can't help but say it like that. We're making love bugs. Okay. Love bugs, like an adult. Love bugs. Okay. We have one final touch and then we are done our love bugs. So what we're going to do, this is something that I feel like most people do when they have some kind of like animal or human that has an eye. You always put a little like dot of white to be like a reflection. It makes a difference, believe it or not. So let's go with a really small dot. I'm going to use my 0.8mm dotting tool. And we're going to do a little boop and a little boop right there. Okay, that makes a difference. I know you can't really see it as well on the camera because unfortunately, you know, it's blurry as I get closer. But it really does make a difference having that little shine. And I'm really going to keep them really, really small because I'm not trying to do an inner pupil. We're just doing a little light reflection. Just like that. So cute. And these black dots are not fully dry yet. So I'm being really light-handed. Boop. Yeah. Don't they look so cute? All right. We're done, guys. We are done. We got 4 beautiful little love bugs ready for Valentine's Day. They're so cute. Are we going to name them? Should I name them? Is that too much? Yeah, I think it's too much. So I'm not going to name them, but I encourage you to name them. Please feel free to tell me what you would name them in the comments below. But I hope you enjoyed making these love bugs with me. These are all about whatever you feel like doing. So any, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day, you name it, you can find a way to adjust and, customize these love bugs or just art like ladybugs in a million different ways. Lots of fun. If you don't have these oval rocks, don't worry. Find any stone you like, paint it any color you like, and make yourself a little beautiful ladybug love bug because they're so cute and super beginner friendly. This is totally something you can do without any major dot painting skills. I hope you enjoyed making these with me tonight. And if you're interested in learning more about dot painting, I have a ton of beginner friendly videos on my channel. Lots of these live formats where I live stream and talk your ear off, and then a bunch that are just 10 to 15 minutes long where it's some voiceovers. I mean, I'm going to talk throughout the entirety of it, but at least it's only 15 minutes instead of an hour and a half. But I hope you enjoyed making these beautiful love bugs with me. Join me next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to make another beautiful dot painted beginner friendly project together. And if you enjoyed this live stream, I'd love it if you could hit that like button and consider telling a friend, because that really helps me grow my channel and will help me bring more fun, beginner-friendly projects to you every single week. I would love to hear from you in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so that we can continue to get crafty together. Toodaloo!